Hello everybody, it's 8-Bit to the Future here with some big Nintendo news. Now, there was a financial report released by Nintendo earlier today about how many sales of the console they currently have, also what the top selling games of the console are. And there's no real surprise here because it's the same games that were up there before have increased quite dramatically. The actual system has increased a bit. So first, let's look at the system sales. We're now at 17.79 million Switch units sold worldwide as of March 31st, 2018. So that's about another 3 or so million since their last report. A little bit slower, of course, than the same quarter last year, but it makes sense. It is going to be a slower time, but they might not hit those initial targets that they wanted to. The 3DS now overall is at 72 million, though I believe it only sold 6 million for the whole 2017 year. Now, the really big news comes with the games. These are the million or more units sold per game. Super Mario Odyssey at 10.41 million units, which is ridiculous. Remember, this game sold 2 million in its first 3 days. So seeing it now at 10.41 million, that's about almost a 60% attach rate. Almost 60% of all Switch owners own a copy of Super Mario Odyssey, which is crazy. And then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is probably still the biggest surprise. That's at 9.22 million. So you're looking at just over half of people own that. And that still has about 7 point something million copies on the Wii U. So if you add those together, that's almost 17 million copies of Mario Kart 8. People really love the Mario Kart. Great game. Next, we have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild at 8.48 million units, which is about 50%. And I believe it sold 1.5 million units on the Wii U, which is really great as well. So if you put those together, it's about 10 million for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Splatoon 2 has increased again to just over 6.02 million. 1-2 Switch, for some reason, is still selling. It's at 2.29 million, way too high. ARMS has increased slightly with another about 200,000 units. We're now at 1.85. I hope ARMS hits the 2 million mark. Pretty good for a brand new franchise. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 at 1.31 million, which hasn't really seen much of an increase since it originally came out because it did very well in its first month. It was over 1 million in its first month, so it hasn't seen much after that. And then we have Kirby Star Allies at 1.26, which is really crazy as well because this is as of March 31st, 2018, and this game came out March 16th. So in 2 weeks, Kirby Star Allies sold 1.26 million. I don't own Kirby Star Allies. I played the demo, wasn't a big fan of it at all. I'm actually surprised how well it sold. There is one more game, but most sites are not talking much about it because it's not officially a Nintendo title, but Pokken Tournament DX, because it's actually published by the Pokemon Company and not Nintendo, it's not considered a Nintendo game. But anyways, Pokken Tournament DX has sold 1.16 million copies, which is pretty amazing as well. I don't know how much it sold on the Wii U, but it's great to see that its second life on the Switch, it's doing great. So those are the numbers. There was also some other big news that came out today, and it's that the current president, Tatsumi Kimishima, will be stepping down. He will be retiring and will be replaced by Shintaro Furukawa. Hopefully I didn't butcher any of those names. Basically, Kimishima became the president when Iwata died about 3 years ago. I believe he was around 65, so he's probably in his late 60s right now. And this new guy is actually only 46, so he's considered quite young, and they're trying to go for a younger approach to deal with their actual consumer base. He actually sits on the board for Nintendo and the Pokemon Company right now. And this is a big surprise. For a company that's been around for 128 years, he becomes only the 6th president in those 128 years. So that's pretty crazy. He's also very fluent in English, which is not a very common thing for any of these presidents. So you might see him a lot more in the public eye, kind of like Satoru Iwata was in the public eye with the directs and stuff. So we'll probably see that. But that's it. That's all the Nintendo news I have for you today. If you like what you heard, please subscribe, like this video, and don't forget to comment below. And as always, game on.